I used to be a right little Miss Worry. You'd have thought with all the worrying I did, I'd probably have a few more grey hairs by now. I was sick before exams and before the start of school dates or interviews. I had sleepless nights over goodness only knows what. But eventually, I read an article in the New Scientist which talked about the science of decision making. And one of the things really struck me as being the opposite of what I believed is that every decision we make is not a good or a bad decision. All decisions come with consequences. And instead of being, way, brilliant, if it's a good decision, or miserable forever after, if it's a bad decision, all decisions are just a little bit better or a little bit worse for us. That's it. So it kind of released the freedom to stop catastrophizing, to worry to excess in a way that impacted me negatively, and just to kind of slightly more go with the flow. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm the most hippie bohemian person who's really ready to go with the flow. I'm still like my checklist. I still like my spreadsheets. I still like my charts. But it did make me a bit more free about decisions on contracts, for example. I know that contracts don't have to be absolutely tied down, that we don't have to reflect every bad experience we've ever had, all the paranoia, all the times when people have tried to get one over on us. We don't have to reflect all of those in our contracts. We can treat every client, every experience as a new opportunity. We can leave our baggage behind and be present in the moment and just think, what does this client need, this project, rather than all the history coming back over chattering to us saying, oh, don't forget that time that such and such did this, or don't forget the time that Patrick didn't pay you, or don't forget the time that Bill let you down, or don't forget the time that Susie stole your IP, or whatever. We can leave those to one side and just start afresh and go, what would be a good decision in this document for both of us, a win-win? What would help us bring together to create a kind of a better relationship? What do we need to focus on? What are the needs of this contract for this project? We can set ourselves free from worrying about the future. We can't really control it. We can make a few provisions, but why don't we just kind of roll with it a bit? We can set ourselves free from the past, from the what's happened in the past. We can stop believing that this contract, this is the one that's going to make our fortune, that's going to turn out all Disney-esque with lights and magic and fireworks and happily ever afters. No, business is about taking risks. You can make the risks smaller, but you can't eliminate them. You can manage the risks. You can manage the negative consequences and impacts on your business. But why aren't we a little bit more zen? We didn't go into business with any guarantees of making our fortune, or always being on the right side, or always being ahead, or always getting one up on somebody else. If we did, well, we need to take the blinkers off and realize that business isn't like that. All business is about taking a small but calculated risk. So your contracts can reflect that you need to be a bit more zen. You need to think about the present, think about how you can work together, think about the little things that you can deal with, and then just sit back with a good relationship and let it happen. And as things maybe go not quite as planned, what we also call wrong, we can also say, well, we've got a good relationship, we'll work it out. We didn't know about pandemics or wars or massive price increases a couple of years ago. Most people have managed to kind of navigate those choppy waters. So all you need is a good ship to steer by. So create a Zen contract, one that is ready to go with the flow, but doesn't try and tie everything tightly, but actually gives a bit of freedom for both sides to be innovative, excited, to do their best, rather than trying to squish them, put them in a box, make them do it your way. Just think about how it would be better and how it would feel if you had a slightly more zen approach to doing business, doing deals, and writing your contracts. Because a more zen-like approach can still allow you to have a contract that safeguards your business, but it won't annoy your clients.